Hi everyone, this is Nicolas Zané, and today we are going to talk about a Brazilian technique. I'm calling it floating spod because you use a float who also has this cup that work as a spod. So you fill this with some fish food. It's important that the fish food floats because the system here is basically you cast it, and then when it hits the water, this part goes up and the fish food floats out of the cup. Over here we have a twister where you are going to tie the rod line and the bait line. Normally I use about 5 feet of the bait line. I also use this other smaller float to give me sensibility, and it's allowed me to work with the dip of the bait. I can go deeper or near to the surface using this smaller float. Over here I normally use a loop knot with like a 8-figure, so I can change the hook and the bait easily. Let's take a look in a real example of fishing with a floating spod. Over here I'm tying a loop on the tip of the bait line. I'm using a 8-figure. After that I'm going to get the hook. I'm going to pass the eye of the hook through the bait. The bait has a hole. Then I'm going to pass the line through the eye of the hook and connect it to the line. After that I'm going to get some fish food and fill the cup of my floating spod. Then I'm going to make just a few adjustments of the bait and cast it to the lake. Now we just wait for the float to make a downward movement, and then we strike it. It's important to strike with power because we are aiming for big fishes. It's important to strike at least 2 times. I normally strike 3 times to make sure that the hook is well setted. In this kind of fishing we can get many different species. We can get pacu, black pacu, we can get some carp, we can get tilapia, matrinchã, some catfish like surubim and jundiá. Any species that eats on the surface or near to the surface we can get with this technique. I'm having some trouble over there to take the fish with my net because the level of the water was a little bit low. It's important to be careful to remove the hook of these fish because they have some teeth and they have powerful jaws. Over here I managed to catch a black pacu. It's a nice specimen. I believe it's around 8 pounds. Really fun fish to catch, fights really hard, and then we release it as always. Now we are going to talk about the hooks and the baits that we use with the floating spod. I normally start with this hook. It's a quite big hook, but is really good for pacu and black pacu. Sometimes the fish is not eating in this kind of hook because they are quite big and somehow the fish is seeing it and is not biting. So we have to use some smaller hooks like this one. This is a Shinu hook number 8. As bait, you can use natural baits or artificial ones. This is some fish food, just like the ones that I put in the cup, but they have these holes, and this allow you to hook it. Or you can use this other kind of fish food that we call P40. And you have these ones, you have to pass it through the eye of the hook, and that's why it's important to have a loop on your line, because afterwards you can pass it through the eye and change your bait easily. You can also use some artificial baits. Normally they are made of plastic and some rubber that floats in the water, like these ones. So these will mingle with the fish food that's floating on the surface, and the fish will attack from the bottom like this. You have other types, smaller ones, but the same idea, some rubber in the top and some plastic to pretend it's fish food, or like these ones. That's it for today's video. Leave a comment, say if you like, say if you don't like, if you have any doubts. Thank you very much. See you guys.